Hey, Spice Familia, welcome to your daily dose of spice, where we inject a little bit of positivity into your day each and every single day. So, do you have things that are overwhelming you and you're just tired of it? You don't want to be overwhelmed, you don't want to be stressed out. You have things that are dragging you down mentally, and you don't want to be like that anymore. You do not want to live your life like that anymore. And things are just cluttering up your mind and adding to your silent to-do list. And I've talked about the silent to-do list before. It's that mental running list that we carry in our heads that really weighs so heavily on us, but we don't realize it. Today I'm going to share with you how you can start fixing that, how you can start getting control over that and be able to take some action and unclutter that silent to-do list that you got going on in your brain there. So if you are joining us from the World Wide Web somewhere in this world, please say hello. We would love to give you a shout out. We are streaming to a couple different places. We've got our Instagram familia over here. Hey guys. And then we've got our LinkedIn and our Facebook and our YouTube familia over here. So thank you for joining us. Really appreciate it. And if you are new here, welcome to the familia. My name is Alex Rosa, and I am your local educator, results coach, and holistic nurse. And all of February, which we are coming to the end of February, can you guys believe that? End of February, we are exploring all the ways to spice up your emotional wellness. So I'm sharing all different pieces and parts, all little sneaky peeks for my emotional module for my 90 Days to Spice program. And we are really sharing actionable ways that you can spice up your emotional wellness. And today is all about silent to-do lists. What are you tolerating? What are you putting up with? And how we can start taking some action to declutter, to detolerate. Is that a word? Detolerate? To just put yourself first and start identifying, what am I tolerating? What am I putting up with? What don't I want to put up with anymore? And what can I do about it? Well, how can I finally take some power back into that? And I want to give a little shout out over here. We got Miss Rolanda, Miss Beautiful, in our cohort, or 90 Days to Spice. This woman is fantastic, fabulous. She's doing some amazing things in education. Definitely loves those babies that she's working with. She's a great mom. She's a great student, doing her thing. Love it. And I'm so glad that you're part of the program. I really do. We got Miss Tisha Hammond from Michigan. Hey girl, thanks for joining us. Really appreciate it. Check out Miss Tisha Hammond on LinkedIn. She is in all the places. She got that link tree going on. So definitely give her link tree a click so you can check her out for sure. So what are you tolerating? We tend to get dragged down and overwhelmed, right, by things that accumulate over time, and they end up just building up in our brains. It is the silent to-do list. And you probably are in a place right now in your life where you really want to do something about this. You're like at that point in your life where I'm like, I'm tired of putting up with people. I'm tired of tolerating X, Y, and Z. I realize it's a pattern for myself. What can I start doing to break out of that pattern? Or maybe you've noticed that I have all of this weighing on me and I want to free myself. I want to feel freer. I want to feel easier. I want to live easier. I want to live more stress-free, live with less anxiety. And we know that all of that stress and that anxiety and that overwhelm is coming from this list that we constantly have running in our head. And so I really want to share with you some ways that you can start becoming more aware, right? Because becoming more aware is such a huge part of growing and of taking care of ourselves holistically. So becoming more self-aware, and so that you can really start handling, fixing, and resolving these issues in your life, so you can really start taking some action. So it's actually very simple, but sometimes we need like that little push, and we need that little bit of to get us going, or we need that little bit of accountability and that little bit of help in that area. So one thing that I want you to try, because there's many things that we can try, right? And everybody's a little bit different, and sometimes we got to tweak things for each person. But this is just kind of an idea to get the juices flowing in your brain to see how it might work for you. So what I want you to do is really start identifying, what are you tolerating? What items are you letting build up in your brain? What things are constantly on this silent to-do list? Okay, because I can 100% guarantee you that we have the same theme of items that are constantly on our mind, okay? Depending on where we are in our lives and what situation and what role we have in our life, there's going to be a theme around what we are tolerating, what we are putting up with, and what is building up in the silent to-do list. So what I want you to do is start identifying things. Start writing, making a list of what are the things that are on your silent to-do list. What are the things that you are tolerating, that you are getting tired of tolerating, that you're like, I can't do this no more. I don't want to do this anymore. Write it down. So start making a list. So some examples, right? I'm just going to give you some examples. And like I said, everybody's different. Everybody's different. But one thing you could say is maybe it's incomplete tasks. Do you start things and not finish them? That could be one. Maybe you're frustrated with a person, place, or a thing. Maybe it's you're trying to do something, like you have a process for something, you've got a procedure, you got a system, you got a flow going on, but it's just not as good as it could be. Like you identify that it's a little bit lacking in some ways. That could be one. Maybe you've got some unresolved issues or problems, again, with people, places, or things. So something that's unresolved, that is just constantly unresolved. It never seems to get fixed. Other people or your own behavior. So other people's behavior or your own behavior. And this can really be a huge one. And we talked about relationships yesterday, and we talked about boundaries yesterday. So people's behavior or your own behavior, is that an area where you feel like could be improved a little bit? Clutter, which could be physical clutter or mental clutter. That could be an area. Things are just building up. It's all a mess. Write that down. Unmet needs. And this could be in relationships. This could be in the workplace. Could be in a lot of different places, but unmet needs. Do you feel like your needs are not being met? And on the flip side of that, do you feel like you're not meeting other people's needs? That could be another area that could require some working through and some identifying some different areas there. Boundaries, we talked about. Poor morale. So if you're in a leadership position, are the people you're working with, maybe you're identifying that, man, my staff or my team does not seem happy anymore. That could be an area, or it could be with your family, or it could be with yourself. It could be bills, right? It could be overdue bills, money, honey, right? Money can be definitely very stressful. So that could be an area. Maybe your finances is an area you really want to get yourself straight on this year. So that could be adding up on that list. So what can we do about that? And we're going to talk about in that next step what we can start doing about these things. It could be guilt. Are you feeling guilty about something? It could be something physical. So we could start talking about the P of spice. So exercise, eating, sleeping, habits around those areas. Is that something that you want to start get going in your life and know that, man, I'm always slipping up with this. What can I start doing better in this area? Maybe it's cleanliness or tidiness of your house or your workspace or your car or some other place. Maybe it's that. Maybe it could be filing or paperwork, or it could be just indecision. You're not decisive. You're wishy-washy. You're not sure if you should commit to this or commit to that. And then you end up committing to nothing and you don't go anywhere. So becoming more decisive, taking more action, sort of taking some more risks. Sometimes it can be a little bit scary, but sometimes committing to doing things a little bit scary. Procrastination is another one, right? And I've shared different ways to avoid procrastination. And procrastination it's a bad habit, and it's an addiction to that feeling of coming close to that wire, to that deadline all the time. We want to get ourselves out of feeling like that, because it's not a good feeling to get in. It's not a good chemical feeling addiction to get into. Okay. So those are just some of the examples. Like I said, everybody's different. Depends on your role and who you are and where you're at in your life. But I know for myself where I'm at, and where I know a lot of people are at in their lives, that a lot of this will really hit home and ring true. And so make a list of all of these different areas. That's really the first thing that you need to do. And the next one is to just pick one, because right, it always starts with one. We don't have to try to tackle this whole list in a day or in a week, because it's never going to happen, right? You pick one. Pick one thing that most frustrates you, that is on your mind the most, that you keep coming back to over and over and over again. Pick that one thing and decide on one action that is going to improve that. Just one thing that's going to improve that. Because, right, all it takes is one. All it takes is one little change to entirely change the whole direction of everything, of your entire life. One small little decision. Okay. So pick one thing that you're tolerating or that's cluttering up your brain, or one thing that's weighing on you. Pick one thing, and then pick one thing that you're going to do about it. One simple action. And you know what it is. We always usually know what it is, but taking that step, having that encouragement to take that next step can be difficult. Having that courage to take that next step can be scary. So, but commit to it. Make this the year that you try something new and that you commit to yourself. I'm going to do something different. I'm going to do this. Okay. So that is our tip for today about tolerating, uncluttering that silent to-do list, identifying things that you're tolerating in your life, because, honey, how much have we tolerated that we're like, why did I waste my life messing around with all of that, right? So if you're feeling this, definitely give us some hearts, give us some thumbs up. Thank you for joining us today. I really appreciate it. I'm going to give a quick shout out to our sponsor, Miss Annie Gonzalez. She is your go-to gal for all things toxin-free and safe cosmetics. And I'm going to pull up her info on the screen right here. All right, so that was Miss Annie Gonzalez with Crunchy. And like I said, she is an oncology pharmacist. I always have a tough time saying that, but she is a fantastic person to get a hold of to talk about health, wellness, safety, all of those areas around things that you put in your body and put on your body. Okay. So we have some comments over here. Miss Rolanda has definitely been feeling this. She said boundaries. Yes, super important. Thank you. Yep. Boundaries are crazy important. And I have a whole class I do on just boundaries and how important it can be. So that's all I have for today. I'm going to click out of here on my computer, but thank you all for joining me. I really, really appreciate it. And I'm going to get my outro set up. And so, like I always say, for a balanced life, just add spice. And I'll see you mañana. Bye, guys. Take care.